Welcome to the In-Tune Guitar Academy. This is lesson 4 in a series called How to Play a 3-Chord Song in 30 Lessons. In lesson 1, we talked about different considerations to think about when buying your first guitar. It was a buyer's guide of sorts. Lesson 2, we talked about the accessories that go with the guitar. For example, guitar strap, a case, a music stand, a tuner of course. And in lesson 3, we talked about the different parts of the guitar. And we also talked about tuning. Tuning is very important. I consider it one of the most essential skills when learning to play the guitar. We talked about different methods of tuning, but my favorite is the clip-on tuner because it's just so easy compared to all the other methods. Today we're going to be looking at playing our first few notes. So before we get to that point, one thing I got to keep in to point out, you have to play with your fingertips. And what I found from past experiences that many beginners have trouble pressing down with their fingers. They say the string hurts. So they end up playing with their pads of the fingers, which I guess you can make it sound by using the pads of your fingers, but later on as you progress, you try to make other notes, learn other chords. If you start off with bad habits, those habits are hard to break. So you want to make sure that to begin with, you want to keep your as much as possible for proper playing technique, you want to keep your thumb behind the neck. It's curved, so it allows you to form different notes, different parts of the guitar. It's made ergonomically so you can do that sort of thing. So you have to make sure to keep your thumb behind your neck. Now if you notice, I keep my guitar on the left lap. Many books will show you to start playing like this, which to me feels really awkward. When I started playing, I played like that too. And I've seen pictures of instructional books telling you to hold the neck straight, but if you watch classical players, they'll always keep the headstock almost level with the eye. It's a more natural way to hold a guitar, because if you hold it straight like that, you'll create fatigue for your arm. You're kind of holding your hand the wrong way around, and you end up with stress injury on your wrist. Even if you're younger, you can still end up with repetitive stress injuries. You try to keep your ergonomics proper. So maybe not up as high as your eye, but try to keep it on an angle. And by keeping the guitar in the middle of your lap, it allows you to hold it up straighter. And then when you stand up to play, you'll find you'll have an easier time. Former guitar teacher of mine, Greg, told me about that trick, and ever since he taught me that, I've been playing with the guitar in the middle, sitting in the middle of my lap, like almost like you're holding a baby. So anyway, so I try to keep the neck kind of pointed upwards. And the other thing to keep in mind is playing with your fingertips. I tell my students to imagine you're holding a tennis ball. Tennis ball might be a little bit too big for the analogy, or you can use a golf ball. Everybody knows what a golf ball looks like. Hold that in your hand, and you notice it makes your fingers curl around. You want to keep that in mind, that you're curling your fingers around to make sure that you're playing with the fingertips and not with the pads of your fingers. So as I mentioned, the string names, we start off with E. That is the high E. Then the next string is B. The next string after that is G, and then D, and then A, and then E. But for today's lesson, we're just going to concentrate on the first string, which is the high E string, and on the first 3 frets. The first note I want you to make is called an F. So E, F, G. That's how it goes, and it's the same up top. E, F, G. So we want to do an F. So open E, then you bring your index finger, and also keep in mind that that's your number 1 finger, that's your number 2 finger, 3 finger, and 4 finger. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you move down the fretboard, you want to keep it that way too. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you take your number 1 finger, your index finger, curl it around, make sure you're playing with your tip, and press down close to the edge of the fret wire there, and then that's an F. So I want you to practice doing that. Take your index, curl it around, press with your index, and then make an F. So once you're able to make an F, that's going to be the challenging part, is actually making a sound that sounds decent. Because a lot of times, if you're not pressing hard, it's going to sound something like that. It won't even sound, it'll buzz, or it won't even make a sound. It'll just be a dead sound. So you would try to press down as hard as you can, thumb behind. Even see, sometimes I do that, bad habits. So you keep your thumb behind the neck, and then you make an F. And then the next note, this one here, is an F sharp. So F, F sharp, just means a half step higher. So it's F sharp, F, F, and then F sharp, and then G. So we want to do those three notes using our fingertips. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and try to say it out loud too, because it'll help you understand the notes. So you almost try to sing E, F, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, F, E. So that's all I want you to practice for this lesson. It's a short lesson, but it's an important lesson. So we're going to go E, F, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, F, and E. And that's all you need to learn for until next time. So we go E, F, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, F, E. And then try to sing it out loud too. E, F, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, F, G, E, sorry. Cut there. So E, F, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, F, E. And that's it for today. So that's lesson 4, how to play a 3-chord song in 30 lessons from the Intune Guitar Academy. Don't forget to visit www.intuneguitaracademy.com. My name is Frank, and we'll see you next time.